Hadrian's Wall is a remarkable structure, a symbol of Roman engineering prowess and the determination of an empire to demarcate its territorial boundaries. Stretching across the northern part of England, the wall served both as a defensive fortification and as a symbol of Roman power during the Roman Empire's occupation of Britain. It remains one of the most iconic archaeological sites in the United Kingdom, attracting visitors from all over the world. The history of Hadrian's Wall is intertwined with the story of the Roman Empire in Britain, its strategic and military significance, and its enduring legacy in the modern world. From its conception to its eventual abandonment and its rediscovery centuries later, Hadrian's Wall offers an unparalleled insight into ancient Roman military strategy, architecture, and culture. The Roman Empire began its conquest of Britain in 43 AD under the Emperor Claudius. Over the following decades, Roman forces gradually extended their control over the island. However, the northernmost territories remained a difficult and unruly frontier, populated by various Celtic tribes such as the Picts, who resisted Roman occupation. By the early 2nd century, the Roman Empire had reached the natural northern limit of England, and the need for a permanent strategic boundary became evident. Emperor Hadrian, who reigned from 117 to 138 AD, recognized the necessity of a visible and practical marker of Roman authority along this frontier. His decision to build a wall was likely influenced by both military and political factors, with the purpose of preventing raids from the northern tribes and consolidating Roman rule in Britain. The construction of Hadrian's Wall began in 122 AD, under the supervision of the Roman army. The wall was designed to stretch from the banks of the River Tyne in the east to the Solway Firth in the west, a distance of approximately 73 miles, 117 kilometers. It was not a single continuous barrier, but rather a series of forts, mile castles, and watchtowers connected by the wall itself. The wall was built primarily from local stone, though in some areas, turf was used, particularly in the more remote regions. It was a formidable structure, ranging in height from 10 to 20 feet, depending on the location, and it was reinforced by a wide ditch known as the vallum, which ran parallel to the wall on the southern side. The fortifications were designed not only to keep out invaders, but also to facilitate Roman control of the local population. A series of 16 forts were built along the wall at regular intervals, each housing a garrison of soldiers. These forts were crucial to the defense of the frontier and also served as administrative and logistical centers for the Roman Empire's operations in the region. In addition to the forts, smaller mile castles were built approximately every mile along the wall, serving as watchpoints and strongholds for Roman troops. Between these mile castles were turrets, which allowed soldiers to keep watch over the surrounding landscape and communicate with each other. The design of the wall and its associated fortifications reflected the Roman military's focus on surveillance, control, and rapid deployment of forces in response to any threats. The construction of Hadrian's Wall involved thousands of Roman soldiers, many of whom were recruited from different parts of the empire. These soldiers were tasked with the construction of the wall itself, as well as the creation of the necessary infrastructure to support the garrisons. The labor involved was both physically demanding and technically complex, requiring skilled masonry and engineering expertise. Despite the challenging conditions of the landscape, which included rugged terrain, forests, and rivers, the wall was completed in a relatively short period, with most of the structure finished by the end of Hadrian's reign. Once the wall was completed, it functioned as a key military and administrative boundary for the Roman province of Britannia. Roman soldiers stationed at the forts along the wall were tasked with keeping watch over the frontier, preventing incursions by the northern tribes, and maintaining control over the local population. The wall also served as a symbol of Roman imperial power, with its scale and grandeur signaling the might of the Roman Empire to both the inhabitants of Britain and the neighboring tribes to the north. Despite its impressive design and strategic importance, Hadrian's Wall did not remain a static feature of the landscape for long. Over the centuries, the political and military dynamics of the Roman Empire began to shift. The Roman occupation of Britain became increasingly difficult to sustain due to a combination of factors, including military overextension, economic strain, and internal political instability. In the early 5th century, the Roman Empire began to retreat from its provinces in Britain, and Hadrian's Wall was abandoned as a military installation. By this time, the wall had lost its primary function as a military barrier, and many of the forts and mile castles fell into disrepair. Over the centuries that followed, the remains of Hadrian's Wall were gradually eroded and repurposed. Many of the stones from the wall were removed and used in the construction of buildings and other structures. As a result, much of the original wall was lost to time, with only fragments remaining in certain locations. Despite this, Hadrian's Wall continued to be recognized as a significant historical site, even during periods when it was largely forgotten or overlooked. The rediscovery of Hadrian's Wall began in the 16th and 17th centuries, as interest in Roman antiquities grew during the Renaissance. Early antiquarians and historians began to investigate the remnants of the wall, and their findings sparked renewed interest in the Roman occupation of Britain. However, it was not until the 19th century that serious archaeological excavations of the wall began. During this time, many of the remaining forts, mile castles, and other structures were excavated, providing valuable insights into the Roman military presence in northern Britain. In the 20th century, Hadrian's Wall was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, cementing its status as one of the most important archaeological sites in the world. Today, the wall is a popular tourist attraction, with thousands of visitors traveling to northern England each year to explore its remains. The wall is also the subject of ongoing archaeological research, with new discoveries continuing to be made about its construction, use, and significance. Hadrian's Wall is not just a physical structure, but also a cultural and historical symbol. It represents the limits of the Roman Empire in Britain and serves as a reminder of the empire's vast territorial reach. The wall also highlights the Roman military's sophisticated understanding of fortifications, surveillance, and control, as well as the ability of the Roman Empire to create lasting monuments to its power. Today, Hadrian's Wall remains one of the most important and recognizable landmarks in the United Kingdom, a testament to the enduring legacy of Roman Britain. The historical significance of Hadrian's Wall extends beyond its military function. The wall represents a cultural and political boundary, marking the point where the Roman Empire's influence ended and the land of the indigenous Celtic tribes began. It also signifies the efforts of the Romans to assimilate the local population, as evidenced by the presence of Romanized settlements and military outposts along the wall. In addition, the wall's construction is a testament to the Romans' commitment to engineering and architectural excellence, with the scale and complexity of the wall's design reflecting the advanced state of Roman infrastructure at the time. The importance of Hadrian's Wall also lies in its connection to the broader history of the Roman Empire. As the Roman Empire expanded across Europe, it built a network of fortifications and defensive structures to maintain control over its vast territories. Hadrian's Wall was one of the most impressive of these structures, and it played a key role in the defense of the Roman province of Britannia. Its construction marked a turning point in the history of Roman Britain, as it represented a deliberate and permanent effort to secure the northern frontier against hostile forces. The legacy of Hadrian's Wall continues to be felt in the modern world. The wall has inspired generations of historians, archaeologists, and scholars who have sought to understand its significance and uncover the mysteries of its construction. In addition, the wall has become a symbol of Roman heritage and the enduring power of the Roman Empire. It serves as a reminder of the complexities of empire building, the challenges of frontier defense, and the lasting impact of Roman civilization on the world. Hadrian's Wall stands today as a testament to the ingenuity and determination of the Roman Empire. It is a symbol of the power, reach, and influence of one of the greatest civilizations in history, and it continues to captivate the imagination of those who study it. Its remains, though weathered by time, still evoke a sense of awe and wonder, providing a window into the past and offering valuable insights into the history of Britain and the Roman Empire. The story of Hadrian's Wall is a story of ambition, conquest, and resilience, and it will continue to be a source of fascination and inspiration for generations to come. The continued significance of Hadrian's Wall extends beyond its historical and archaeological importance. It plays a key role in shaping the cultural identity of the region and offers a fascinating glimpse into the dynamic relationship between the Romans and the indigenous people of Britain. In addition to its military functions, Hadrian's Wall was a powerful symbol of imperial control, influencing the course of British history for centuries after its construction. Today, it remains an iconic symbol of Roman Britain and stands as a testament to the broader legacy of the Roman Empire. One of the defining features of Hadrian's Wall is its ability to shape the perception of Roman Britain. During the Roman period, it was considered the northern boundary of the empire, a clear marker of Roman authority and civilization. Its imposing presence likely made a significant impact on the native tribes living in the region. While the wall served as a defensive fortification, it also acted as a psychological barrier that reinforced Roman dominance. For the native Britons, the wall likely represented not only a military frontier, but also a symbolic divide between the civilized Roman world and their own tribal societies. The wall's role in controlling the local population is an important aspect of its legacy. While it was primarily designed to keep out hostile forces from the north, it also had a significant role in the Romanization of Britain. Roman soldiers stationed along the wall interacted with the local populations, contributing to the spread of Roman culture, language, and practices. Over time, the influence of Roman culture and technology spread throughout Britain, particularly in areas where Roman settlements and forts were established. The presence of Roman infrastructure, such as roads, bathhouses, and temples, would have left a lasting impression on the local population and helped to integrate Britain more closely into the wider Roman Empire. Despite its eventual abandonment, the wall's architectural features and fortifications continue to offer insights into Roman military tactics and the strategic thinking behind frontier defense. The forts along the wall, such as Housesteads, Vindolanda, and Burd Oswald, were central to the Roman military's ability to project power and maintain order in the frontier regions. These forts were not merely places for soldiers to rest. They were complex military outposts designed to house a range of different personnel, including soldiers, commanders, engineers, and supply officers. The layout of these forts reflects Roman military principles, with clearly defined spaces for various functions, from housing and training to administrative and logistical support. The wall's military significance also extends to the role of the Roman auxiliary troops who served along the frontier. These soldiers were often recruited from provinces outside of Italy, including Spain, Gaul, Germany, and even North Africa. This diverse mix of soldiers highlights the multicultural nature of the Roman army and the empire's reliance on auxiliary forces to maintain control over its far-flung territories. The presence of these soldiers along Hadrian's Wall underscores the importance of the region to Roman imperial strategy and demonstrates the scale of the Roman military's involvement in the defense of Britain. Roman Britain, and by extension Hadrian's Wall, played a crucial role in the broader context of Roman imperialism. The Roman Empire at its height spanned 3 continents, and the construction of fortifications like Hadrian's Wall reflected the empire's ongoing efforts to maintain control over its borders. The empire's approach to frontier defense was highly sophisticated, combining the construction of walls, watchtowers, and forts with the deployment of well-trained and disciplined military personnel. Hadrian's Wall, with its careful planning and strategic location, was an essential part of the empire's defense network and a symbol of its ability to maintain control over vast distances. As the Roman Empire began to decline in the late 4th and early 5th centuries, the wall's role as a military barrier became less important. The Roman withdrawal from Britain, often associated with the collapse of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, led to the abandonment of Hadrian's Wall. With the departure of the Roman legions, the wall gradually fell into disrepair, and many of its stone blocks were repurposed for use in local building projects. This process of stone removal continued for centuries, and over time much of the wall's structure was lost. Yet, the wall's presence remained a powerful reminder of Roman rule in Britain, even as the empire's influence waned. During the medieval period, the wall was largely forgotten or ignored. The remnants of the wall became overgrown with vegetation, and much of its significance was lost to history. It wasn't until the early modern period, particularly during the Renaissance, that interest in Roman antiquities was revived. Scholars and antiquarians began to recognize the significance of Hadrian's Wall, and efforts were made to document its remains. However, it was in the 19th century, during the height of archaeological interest in ancient civilizations, that serious excavations began. Archaeologists worked to uncover the wall's hidden features, revealing a wealth of information about Roman military life and the construction techniques used in its creation.